first player over the age of 40 to play in the final of the UEFA Nations League. Cristiano Ronaldo tonight becomes the oldest player, ahead of Luka Modric, who used to hold that record, also set against Spain back in 2023. These Nations League finals, which tend to be tight games. In 2019, Portugal beat the Netherlands by a single goal in the final. In 2021, France beat Spain by a single goal. In 2023, Spain beat Croatia. That one went all the way to penalties. Close neighbours, strong rivals. It is time for Portugal against Spain. Wordless, yet thunderous. Portugal have a very good record in finals. They have won the last two they've played in, Euro 2016 and the Nations League final in 2019. The Iberian neighbours, Roberto Martinez against the country of his birth. Cristiano Ronaldo, the best player in his 40s in the world, against Lamine Yamal, the best teenager in the world. Wednesday's semi-final was the first time Portugal had beaten Germany in a quarter of a century. Now the Portuguese look to beat Spain for the first time since Euro 2004. Underway at the Munich Arena. Sparks about to fly. Bruno Fernandes. Just sat up in front of João Neves. Spanish defender had hit the deck, and had that gone in, I'm sure it would have come into consideration. But João Neves, who's never scored an international goal, but this kid is special and he gets it back. Down goes Lamine Yamal, free kick to Spain. Portugal thought they had dealt with his threat, but he wasn't finished the conversation.
It's a great example of the team player that he is. He can't get past two Portuguese defenders, loses the ball.
Pedri leaves it for Lamine Yamal. All the power, none of the required accuracy.
You can see the idea, exactly what I said. He just
Hampson plays quarterback, picks out the wide receiver, Nico Williams. This is Pedri! Oh, he just opened his body as if he was going to pick his spot. That is a glorious opportunity for the Barcelona midfielder. Correa's in support. Williams sees the far top corner himself. And I'll tell you what, that was not very far away.
It's about making the right decisions as a...
Ruben Diaz with Williams closing down upon him. It was a thundering leap from Gonzalo Inacio, and he was going to receive a yellow card for that first booking of the Nations League final. Zubimendi to Yamal. Back into the danger area, and it's not been dealt with by João Neves. And Spain are in to bounce. Martin Zubimendi. It's only his second ever international goal.
I just mentioned it with Nico Williams about making the right attacking choices, and Lamine Yamal, when he picks the ball up, he's running at Nuno Mendes, could be selfish, could think about dropping a shoulder onto the left foot, shoot himself. He doesn't. You know, he puts the ball into the box, there's defensive disarray. It looks as if, I think Ruben Diaz has dealt with the problem, but there's so many Spanish players swarming for him. Eventually the ball is going to be tucked home. Maybe they're looking at offside as well. Maybe it's that ball's clipped forward. Is there maybe a little flick on? And the referee VAR having a good look at this.
The goal stands. Bruno Fernandes helped on by Vitinha. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo, no flag. Pedro Neto. Clever. Nuno Mendes. Good burst. Brilliant goal! He normally provides them for others. Nuno Mendes takes centre stage. It's the first ever international goal of his career. It's an absolute stunner.
Well, we mentioned Nuno Mendes, he's left back on the team sheet, but when they have the ball, Portugal, he's encouraged just to step up the pitch. It's a brilliant pick out from Pedro Neto, and he is afforded far too much time and space. Ronaldo gets involved. There's a question mark in the build-up as to whether he's offside or not. You know, it has to be that forward runner, Cristiano Ronaldo.
The Portuguese cheers will tell you.
Now again, he stood his ground. He didn't give Williams a chance to get a shot in.
Lamine Yamal looking for Williams. And the on-rushing Diogo Costa, the presence of the goalkeeper, enough. Pedro Neto was able to pick his pocket. Down he goes. Free kick to Portugal. And another yellow card, this time for Fabian Ruiz. Gets tight. Ronaldo was waiting for it to come. From Pedro Neto's cross up to the roof of the net.
Once again, Mingueza does the right thing.
He's added plenty of thrust to Portuguese midfield tonight. And Ronaldo's flick on, there's no free kick for Bernardo Silva. Oyarzabal slips it in beyond Diogo Costa. In the blink of an eye, Spain break from inside their own half to the Portuguese penalty area. And the man who scored the winning goal in the Euro 2024 final last year gives Spain the lead again just before half-time in the Nations League final.
Well, the Portuguese are complaining that there was a foul in the build-up. That will be looked at, of course, but I mentioned Oyarzabal and what he brings to this Spanish side in terms of his work rate, his movement, his attacking intelligence, his spatial awareness, positional play. I think there is some contact there on Bernardo Silva, but to me he's not knocked to the ground, so I feel play should go on. But when they come sweeping forward, just look at the movement from Oyarzabal, the timing of it. You've got Inacio watching the ball, you've got a striker on the move.
It's a world-class touch. And the timing of it, so important. The goal stands, the check is over.
Causing big centre-halves real problems with your movement.
Spanish fans getting so used to success, and they want it to continue. Nelson Semedo has come on at right back in place of João Neves. And Ruben Neves, who started the semi-final against Germany, has come on for Francisco Conceição. Bruno Fernandes. Oh, he's done really well here to get it back from Pedro Neto! Bruno Fernandes! Offside, however. As the ball came back to him, he was in an offside position.
Well, his finish is absolutely stunning.
Pedro. Fabian Ruiz. It was spinning, it was slightly awkward for Diogo Costa. Very much a different lead they hold tonight. Again, Nuno Mendes away from Lamine Yamal. And it's Ronaldo! He waited! He bided his time! He believed that the chance would come! For the second time tonight, Portugal have come from behind to draw this final level at 2-2. Lamine Yamal couldn't prevent the attack. Cristiano Ronaldo made it count.
But also look at Mingueza. He steps in with Pedro Neto, and that is the space then that Nuno Mendes exploits. I just mentioned about Ronaldo. You won't have 5-6 chances in the game. One will come along. There's a little nudge there on Cucurella. He doesn't foul him, but he just gets everything right. He's in the right place. He's strong. And it's just that nudge finish, that's all it takes. So again, the mental strength of the man is extraordinary. But just that one defensive lapse, a right back stepping in, Lamine Yamal not staying with his man, space opens up, and Portugal are level.
Goal number 138 in international football. There are some minor nations that haven't scored 138 goals as a team. The incredible story of Cristiano Ronaldo. Next top goal scorer, Serbia's Alexander Mitrovic at 15, and Ronaldo's now joined him as Pedri looks to get Spain in front again, and it's a brilliant block by Nuno Mendes, who's having a quite brilliant night for Portugal.
Well, Pedri doesn't have the pace to run away from
Bernardo Silva, electric atmosphere here in Munich. Bruno Fernandes deflected it to the arms of the goalkeeper. Uses Cucurella as a decoy. Diogo Costa was scrambling a little bit there. Much relieved to see. Big cheers to the Spanish fans in the background because they've just noticed their team's about to bring on a bit of power themselves. Bernardo Silva making way for Rafael Leao, the AC Milan winger.
Yeah, Pedro Neto will switch out to the right-hand side and Leao will play on his natural left.
Backpedaling. Lamine Yamal. This is his kind of range.
I think you remember that goal he scored from a very similar position here against France when he kind of bent it.
Hanging it in there. Cucurella. No margin for error. Puts it out for a Portuguese corner with 12 minutes of normal time to play.
It's brilliant defending. The left-back round on the cover. If that doesn't happen...
Here is Lamine Yamal. Deliberately fouled by Pedro Neto there, who... Well, at all costs. He tried to do just that. Here is Isco. Great attempt, but what a save! Diogo Costa keeps the game at 2-2.
It's wonderful athleticism. He's just moving his feet as well.
Oh, it's a long time since his most recent one. Crossed in by Yamal. Some clumsy collisions there inside the 6-yard box, where the free kick has been given to Portugal.
Once the cross gets deflected.
Moment of inspiration could decide this final. Isco, surely offside. Oyarzabal will play on. Acrobatically saved by Renato Veiga. There's no way it would have counted anyway, but he had to be sure.
Well, the defender, as you say, he can't presume the flag's going to go up.
Tonight, cap number 221 for the incomparable Cristiano Ronaldo. He departs, having played a critical role in dragging Portugal back level. Now, can they go on to win it without him? The captain's armband passed on to Bruno Fernandes. As Gonzalo Ramos comes on for what's left of the 90 and maybe all of extra time.
Well, Portugal have won trophies with Cristiano Ronaldo on the sidelines as a cheerleader, so...
Mendes accelerates. Down he goes. It's going to be another booking. The card count increases in Munich. Now this is a dangerous position for a Portuguese free kick. Bruno Fernandes. Ooh, acrobatically touched away by Simon. Any touch at all ahead of him would have caused consternation. Yamal. That's it, the final action of 90 minutes. This Nations League final, 4 goals, but they cannot be separated in regulation time.
To stay high, you can see tempos dropping in added time, but I think with all the substitutes that have come on, hopefully, fresh players, they'll...
Joy to watch this evening. Oh, he's in around the back again, fed by Leao, and just off target from Nelson Semedo. Never scored an international goal. Another double change for Spain. It's the final action tonight for Nico Williams, who's run his socks off. The two combine again. It was hanging in towards Oyarzabal. That's not a great clearance by Renato Veiga, and Cucurella couldn't keep it down.
Yeah, he just snatches at the chance he has.
Of red to Kaysen infield. On he goes himself. Down Down he goes, no penalty. Oh, it's all kicking off in the aftermath of that.
Just unbelievably dynamic from Nuno Mendes. But remember how long we've been playing. He absolutely surges past Mikel Merino, and
he's been a real breath of fresh air since coming on. Look at him go! Just about stopped at the very end by Pedro Porro.
Now if you're looking at players,
Bruno Fernandes hoisting it in. There's no one on the edge of the 6-yard box to finish. Baena clearing for Spain. Back in by Pedro Neto. And the diving header from Nuno Mendes, it wouldn't have counted, he was offside.
That's an inventive free kick, just brilliant defensive positioning by Baena.
Bruno Fernandes briefly with a touch, but he can't get it back. Yamal straight to the keeper.
It's certainly got the power, hasn't it? Just not the accuracy.
Now here is giving it away to Baena, and that is half-time in extra time. 2-2 it remains. This Nations League final still very much up for grabs.
Not that surprising a change, really, when you consider his age and football he's played this season.
Diogo Jota, who had a very successful campaign in England under Arne Slot, winning the Premier League title with Liverpool. He comes on in place of Pedro Neto. We've got to go back to this month last year for the last time Diogo Jota scored an international goal. Strong. Oh dear, now hang on, what's happening here? Diogo Costa's heart was in his mouth for a moment there.
I'm sure for the goalkeeper, when he strikes it, he thinks that's nowhere near, but the
Ruben Neves was well located. Leao gets away from Porro. That's going to be another yellow card, isn't it? Leao was about to step on the gas and accelerate away, so he's still Fuente. Makes another change here. Mikel Oyarzabal, who scored the goal that put Spain 2-1 up in regulation time, is now replaced by one of the stalwarts, Alvaro Morata, who scored against Portugal the last time these sides met. It's not a bad ball at all. And Nuno Mendes was able to just about get in front of Yeremy Pino. Yeremy Pino, that could have been the biggest moment of his career so far.
Yeah, the ball is...
Ruben Diaz has a look. High and hopeful, Diogo Jota. Is that to be the last chance from open play tonight?
It's a little bit too easy for Ruben Diaz to deliver, and it is a chance, just mistimes the jump.
The referee blows the whistle, and 120 minutes of football has failed to separate two very impressive sides. Gonçalo Ramos scores! An emphatic start for the Portuguese.
I always feel it's slightly risky when you go for power and you go down the middle. You're hoping maybe the goalkeeper dives out of the way, and that's exactly what happens here.
Can he brush off the pressure? Merino! 1-1. The perfect response from Spain's point of view.
That's a beautiful penalty. It's whipped side netting. Keeper has no chance even if he goes the right way, but the Portuguese fans behind the goal, it's so funny how quiet they were when Ramos took his, how noisy they were.
Vitinha strikes with conviction.
That's that slow approach, and then he just quickens up as he strikes the ball. The way that he strikes it, the way that he whips it, it's always moving away from the goalkeeper. It's a difficult height for a keeper to get to. It's good penalty.
Alex Baena of Villarreal. Another penalty of the highest quality. 4 successful kicks out of 4. As this Nations League final remains in the balance.
Outstanding penalties, all 4. It's so difficult. You know you can put the ball into the back of the net, Euro.
Portugal keep their noses in front. Pressure. What pressure? To level things up again, but I'll tell you what, Diogo Costa got a glove to that. 3-3.
I think we could hear the slap. The keeper did get something on it, just couldn't keep it out. But as you mentioned, vastly experienced Isco. He's had a brilliant season with Betis.
Short run up, but a scintillating finish. And Portugal lead again.
Well, being a left footer, that is the natural way you go. That's kind of the natural swipe of the ball. But if you lift it, you lift the ball.
And it's saved by Diogo Costa. The first missed penalty of the shootout. And it is very much advantage Portugal now. Ruben Neves. Portugal have won the Nations League final for 2025. Since Euro 2016, they have flirted with glory. Tonight, Portugal are bringing it home again.
You have to admire their resilience, their quality. Not many people really expect them to beat Germany, let alone beat Spain in the final, and they have shown it's not the amount of ball that you have, it's, again, can you stick the ball in the back of the net? And you see what it means to a player who's won absolutely everything. This is what winning things for your country means.
Still running, still leading, still believing. Cristiano Ronaldo, a winner once again. A symbol of what happens when talent meets obsession, and obsession meets destiny. These Spanish players haven't felt defeat in a long time. This will hurt and it will sting, but this is not Spain's night. This evening in Munich belongs to Portugal. Diogo Costa, penalty hero again in a shootout after his heroics here in Germany last summer at Euro 2024. Picture perfect moments for Pepe. It's a collected saver. That's Semedo, who came on as a sub in both the semi-final and the final. Some players who didn't get to kick a ball in anger at all, such as Antonio Silva there of Benfica. Conceição, who will remember his wonder goal against Germany in the semi-final. Dalot didn't get to play, but he does bring home a winner's medal. Rafael Leao played a big part in the latter stages of this final, but having waited for the others to step forward, it is once again Cristiano Ronaldo who takes the centre stage. Power, panache. The Portuguese story is not about potential, it is about pedigree. The first team to win this competition twice. Portugal are the Nations League winners for 2025.